Alright guys, we finally got the stuff we need to add some rust and details to this body. So we got our folk art painted rust finishes. It's a two-step process. We're going to try this out. We got foam brushes it recommends, some sandpaper. I did scuff the body up to try and knock down some of the shine. I'll probably do it a little more before we really get started. And we're going to add some dents and dings and some rust to this here pretty shiny Lexan body and make it look older than dirt. I'll be changing video cameras and get this set up so you guys can watch what I'm doing for part of the process. The rusting agents take forever to set up and dry, so we'll get them put on. We'll let them dry, and then we'll come back and see what our finished product looks like. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, so here's our primer base coat of iron. It is textured. I'm trying to get this in the light to where you can see it. And this is just a base coat and a primer for what goes on next. So just want to kind of get it on there, get it where you really want some rust textures. I really highlighted all the door panels and edges and all that. And you just let it get tacky. And after it gets tacky, we cover it in the next coat. And when I show you guys, the body will look like complete crap once I get it all applied. But once we get done with the complete effect, this looks really cool. The video is going to be really edited this time because I've made some mistakes. I've had to go back and fix them. But I pretty much came up with my own technique for making this look like a beat-up, weathered body that looks very realistic. I think you guys will really like the end result. I know I do. So I'm going to show you how I've been pulling it off. Alright. So, after we get our primer coat of iron on, we take the actual rust and go over everything. And when you get done with it, it will look like a hot, sloppy, nasty mess that looks like it's been in salt water for 30 years. But what I'm going to do is show you guys how I get this to look like a natural weathered pattern. It takes time. What's not being shown in this video is the fact that this has taken me the better part of 2 days to get weathered out and figuring out how I want it to go. But the end result is amazing. I mean, completely amazing. I'll probably do a nice little, well, I'll just show you guys. The end result looks like a very natural, weathered out truck. I'm going to show you guys how to pull off this result and to go from this back to this. Alright guys, so we got our nightmare looking all dry. And the way I'm doing this, I'm taking just sandpaper and not light. I'm letting the sandpaper do the work. And I'm starting with 120 and working my way down to 320 and just slowly sand it away. And it'll start filling in all the low spots and panel lines and just kind of highlighting stuff. And you can take as much of it off as you want or leave as much of it on as you want. I'm going for, I like this weathered out look, just leaving kind of rough spots, random places and along the body lines like you'd see on an old beater truck that had been sitting in somebody's barn or used as a daily driver on the farm. So I think I'm getting the look I want, and it is a lot of work. What you haven't seen off camera is so far it's taken me the better part of 2 days to get to where it's at right now, and I've probably got the rest of this evening to get it going, and I'll be back with the finished product. Alright, so we've taken our Nightmare's red side that was all covered a minute ago, and this is the first pass with 320 sandpaper, or 120 grit sandpaper. And as you can tell, the spots where we were heavier with the iron oxide primer, the real watery, thin, black looking stuff we put down, the rust sticks to it more and you get random patterns. So when you lay your primer down, you want to do it, I follow body lines to give it a natural look and stuff, but you can tell where I got heavy across the doors and just got a real random pattern going on. And as we sand it down with the 220 and then 120, what you end up with is a really smooth transition that just stays in the low spots like what you'd expect to see on an older truck. You end up with a nice smooth transition to it, and it knocks down the unrealistic textures. Like right around the rockers, I wanted it really heavy, so I sanded less away there. And when I hit it with the 220 and the 120, 220 and the 320, it'll end up smoothing it down and knocking the particles that are out of scale and give it a nice sandy, finished, natural, rusted look. Bright note, it knocks down all the shine off the Lexan. And once we start hitting it with the finer grit sandpapers, it brings just enough gloss back to it to really make it look like a flat paint job. Like I said, I'll be back after I get the next step done. Alright, so here's our final results of this side. Like I said, it says after going with 120, 220, and 320 grit sandpaper over our big red mess we had going on. And it leaves a really natural finish on this body. Like I said, you can go really heavy in spots and barely sand it away. And the big splotches are where the iron primer was put down heavier. The red oxide sticks a lot more to it. Like I said, it gives it a really nice weathered look, a really natural weathered look at that. So we got the front around the window frames and across the back. And to give you an idea, haven't done anything on the back or this side of the truck yet. And you can tell the difference. It's a lot shinier and just kind of looks like a blotchy paint job. But once you get it all weathered out and detailed, everything starts pulling together really nice. I'm going to split this up into two-part video. I'm going to finish this body out and come back and give you guys a preview of that. And then I'm going to do another video on how I'm detailing all the black plastic fender flares and the trim that goes on this body. Alright guys, I'm back. And after 2.5 days worth of work, we finally have this entire body weathered out, nice and rusted, and looks like it's been beat the hell up for 20 years. Definitely got the look I wanted out of it. And I'll be coming back with another video on how I weathered the plastic out after I get it all put together.